Yo, I in my yard production.
IMYP. You see the pre. Some people want more money, forget material things. But I say more life and more blessings. More blessings and life, that are my concept. Cause every day me get up, me see life and death. Enough people are struggling a life and step. While some are act like them life don't set. So me rally and go through and don't have no regrets. No money that's gone, no we not perfect. With me life, me no gamble or bet. I saw the thing said, who no like it can step. Who want vex, make them vex. Me no take talk, me no take check. Upfront cash when money I go make. Or you can transfer it to me not west. No laughing, no broke badness. Let's talk, me just hold my mess. Anyway me spark it, when me smoke are the best. The weed up in my chest, still everything blessed, everything blessed, everything blessed, everything.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, world. This is the Rastafari International Ambassador, Jabonny, better known as the Badass, man from Buzzwhack, Bakawal. And today, I'm gonna do a quick update / review of the Bob Marley movie, the One Love, whatever movie, epic or whatever it wanna call. I'm gonna be doing this review in conjunction with my Pan-African brother, Mandingo, who is a journalist in his own capacity. Now, by this, everyone should know who Jabonny or the Badass is. But let me update those of you who do not know who I am. I am a member of a special elite team of men from Bakawal known as the Wild Bunch. And as such, we are responsible for a lot of activity over a period of time. Now, since I start to chronic my life journey, I have elaborated about a lot of activity that have took place right there in Bakawal. And I note that our history and certain tradition have changed drastically over the years. And I've tried to come to terms with, after getting released, if you recall, I said I come and find everything upside down. And you have people bash me to say different things, but we're not going to dwell on that now. We're going to dwell on the Bob Marley movie. So let me make some disclaimer. I have nothing to gain or lose when it comes to my view with respect to Bob Marley. I am not a Bob Marley hater. I am a part of the elite team that was a part of Bob Marley's security detail. And as such, I'm just speaking to correct the record. I not beg nobody nothing. I not look nothing from nobody. I never look no play or no activity. Respect to Sister Rita. Me and Rita have a special relationship because of a mutual respect. Now, someone sent I the One Love movie. So I never go look it. I never go look for watch it. But it was sent to I. Because it was sent to I, obviously, I watch it. And because I watch it, prior to watching it, I have heard a lot of people views. Most of the people who I give views right now don't know Bob Marley personally. Because most of the people who I speak from Bob Marley is young people. So to them, Bob Marley is what they made up in their mind. I, Jaboni, and my team, throughout, listen to me carefully, throughout the whole of Bob Marley career, until the day he die, whenever you see Bob Marley, part of my team always beside him. You can't, Ziggy can't erase that. Chris Blackwell can't erase that. Now one of the man where I know Chris Blackwell and I never say hi to him yet. Because I'm not friendly like that. I couldn't know the real deal now. So what I show now say, throughout Bob Marley whole career, him whole life, him whole music career, Jaboni and his team was always, when Bob Marley, any Bob Marley there, part of my team, always be around Bob Marley. For example, at his dying bed, Early Bird were there. Early Bird were there. If I feel like I might show you a picture with Early Bird and Bob to show you that our connection with Bob, solid, can erase. Every time you see Bob Marley, no care where you see Bob Marley in the world, one of us always upside the gang. Because that's how the thing's set. I and my team is who run Beat Street. Bob Marley shot their Beat Street from my corner. Now, before Bob Marley buy out the pressing plant at Foreshore Road, he buy out Miss Pottinger pressing plant from Beat Street. Yeah. That's the first plant in buy. So Again, Bob Marley was always, like me say, a Charles Street, on Orange Street, King Street, and Beeson Street, every corner in a town with Bob Marley there. At our corner. So, this makeup movie, as my brethren Mandingo will clarify, I don't know what is the objective. Because it's a made up. First of all, when I'm looking at a movie, them try to portray Bob Marley up a Hope Road with man with machine gun a walk up and down at the yard. That never happened. That never happened. I don't know why whosoever I promote Bob Marley. I promote. We set a man that walk up and down with gun, machine gun, in a Bob Marley yard. That never happened. In a Bob Marley time, them kind of machine gun there never start brandish yet. In one of my podcasts, I told you all, so I'm going to repeat it again. Bob Marley had nothing to do with the 1978 peace treaty. Bob Marley had nothing to do with that. 1978, Bob Marley was already in exile. Nothing to do with where they are going on the ground in terms of the peace treaty. In one of my previous podcasts, I told you all that the peace treaty, 1978, the war was between Lizard Town, Back Lane, Salt Lane, and Tivoli Garden. That was the war. The war was about Edward Seago want to take back Lizard Town because Michael Manley had took that from him in 1972. That's what the war was about. In one of my podcasts, I told you the first shipment of CIA guns that come to Tivoli Garden, when those guns came to Tivoli Garden, those guns were tests on my building, Building 27. The man them from Tivoli Garden come up a Zaki Pathway and stand up the whole night and test the new guns them on my building. My building is a 4-story building, and the man them shut out the whole of the 4-story jealousy window them. Cause them time our building no burglar bar up. Them couldn't come in at the building because obviously badass in there with 2 pieces of thing a whole long in family. I pick them under the bed. My baby mother under the bed. And I dip on the window and look where I go on. Whole night, the man them exercise the machine them on the building. Now, that never have nothing to do with Bob Marley. The dear peace, I explained already, the peace never have nothing to do with Bob Marley. It never have nothing to do with all the people and when they are calling at the peace. I'm telling you, say, the dear peace. When I stand up, I know who did it on my right and I know who did it on my left. When I look, I know who I face my gun. I tell you already. So therefore, I never see Bob Marley. Me never say mass up. Me never say Bucky. Me telling no one who did that face me already. Now, after the peace make, the real story is that Bob already in exile. And the man them scheme up because two Bob in a exile afraid for come forward a yard. The man them scheme up between Welch, Massop, Aston, Take Life, and others. The man them scheme up and say, and come to agreement, say, through his peace between us. The peace was between us. So the man them scheme and say, we can't get Bob for come do a peace concert. That's all that go. Bob couldn't say no. Say, nah, come. More and that get clear. Bob couldn't refuse to come. When the team, may I already explain, when the team came here to England, it was a difficult conversation because me and Boyack have the gang under our control here upon the ground of London. We have the gang under our control. We is who and over the gang. This is the real deal, you know. The gang never left we, you know. The gang go in exile, but the gang never gone away because we there with the gang. When the gang leave New York, and we and the gang move. So then like the gang did then away. I want to get it straight. The gang never gone away. The gang just leave Jamaica and come to England. And when him come to England, we there upon top of him. And we never take the talk from no one around here. Because this is our business. Now, Ziggy, no know nothing about that. None of the gang youth, them don't know nothing about that. Because them are youth. Them don't know nothing about that. Rita, Marcia, Judy, them know about that. Because them don't know the intricacy, but them know, say, as some deadly man they around the gang. No, Maggie to no raw dog, you know. Now, the powers that be, they actually set it where now gang revolution side get erased and is now for them story gang a tell. So Rasta erase out a gang life. Ironically, is planner now is Rita who introduced Bob to Rasta. Not planner. Rita introduced Bob to Rasta now. So we just want the record straight that whatever the powers that be, their plan is to take over and diffuse. Because if you remember, when I first started Tell the Chronicle, I told you all that it was Bob that they used to suppress the black liberation struggle. Now the chicken have come home to roost. So I'm gonna let my good brethren, Mandingo, tell you all now how it was orchestrated. Come in, Mandingo.
Marcus Garvey, in his Pan-Africanist book, The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, pointed out, saying that propaganda has done more to defeat and destroy other peoples more than open warfare at times. And in the same book, he said that we as Africans, we are the only ones who are qualified to write our own story, because Europeans and others will write lies and things to suit themselves, which is against the interests of the African race. So only we can write for ourselves. Because of this movie by Paramount Pictures about Bob Marley is a fictional propaganda movie which is designed to take away the essence of what Bob Marley was about. Yes, and this is why I and other Pan-Africanists have condemned this movie, which gives a false depiction of Bob Marley and the people around him. This Paramount Pictures is a Jewish-owned company, just like the rest of Hollywood, who have always constructed movies which portray Africans in a negative light in all areas of life. It is significant that Kingsley Ben-Adir, who they chose to pick to play Bob Marley, was born in London, England, to a Trinidadian mother and a European father. And that he and his mother and younger brother converted to Judaism, to being Jews at an early age. Yes. So it is significant that Paramount Pictures, which is Jewish, Kingsley Ben-Adir, who is Jew, got the part to play Bob Marley instead of a qualified African from Jamaica. We have many qualified Africans from Jamaica. Kingsley Ben-Adir is a fake, and it's an insult to Africans in Jamaica who made Bob Marley and all other Jamaican music stars that a Jamaican did not portray Bob Marley. This movie was also made to put Chris Blackwell of Island Records, who is also Jewish, from the Linda family, who made a lot of money, his ancestors, by enslaving our African ancestors in Jamaica on plantations, etc., in a good light. When Chris Blackwell was the one who caused the breakup of the Wailers by treating Bob Marley with favoritism over Bunny Wailers and Peter Tosh, because Bob Marley was mixed race or mulatto. Yes. Now, you find that the producer who made Bob Marley, Sir Clement Seymour Dodd of Studio One, the greatest Jamaican record producer ever, that he is not given the credit. In fact, One Love has nothing to do with any love story. One Love and One Heart were Jamaican African grassroots sayings in the early 60s that called for the unity of Africans in Jamaica against British racist imperialism. And so when Bob Marley and the others in the Wailers did that song in 1963 at Studio One, it was in ska, it was not in reggae. And it was done to call for the unity of the grassroots Africans majority of Jamaica, and not this false depiction of any love story between Rita and the Somali. Her name was Rita Anderson. She was born in Cuba. Her parents were Jamaican who were living in Cuba, Leroy and Cynthia. Yes. But it had nothing to do with any love story between Rita and Bob Marley. Alan Skilcole, my friend at Campion College in the 1960s, and Bob Marley's best friend and manager, he was excluded in this movie because Alan Skilcole was the one who made the Wailers successful in terms of their international career as a manager and so on. But because he opposed Chris Blackwell, he was excluded. Don Taylor, who has written the most truthful book about Bob Marley, Marley and Me, was excluded largely, and where mention was made was in a negative way because Chris Blackwell tried to block the publication of his book, The Marley and Me, but failed because the publisher, Mike Henry, who I know, refused to be bullied by Chris Blackwell. Read Marley and Me if you want to know the true story about Bob Marley, or listen to things that I have put out from Alan Skilcole during this time. My African people in Zimbabwe, if a film is to be made about President Mugabe, Queen Mother Nyanda, Mapandera, and other great Africans in Zimbabwe, it must be a Zimbabwean to play that role. Likewise, it is for a Jamaican to play the role of Bob Marley. There can be no compromise where this is concerned. Africans from Jamaica were supposed to be the script writers and the producers. How the hell can Brad Pitt be a producer for Bob Marley and others, non-Jamaicans, who know nothing about the life, to be able to be saying that they are articulating our story as Africans from Jamaica? Without the African people of Jamaica, there would be no Bob Marley and no other reggae stars like Alton Ellis and many others. One Love is one of the songs that was released on the Wailing Wailers Studio One debut album, their debut album in 1965, the Wailing Wailers, that eponymous album. One Love was one of the songs that was released on that label, Studio One label, in 1965. This is Mandingo, the Pan-Africanist African from Jamaica. Yes, forward ever, backward never. Pamberry, Masvita, my brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe and in the rest of the African world. Mandingo.